Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to be talking about Melnia, the new unit coming to global this week. She's coming with a gun. She's a 100 cost Earth Element unit. Is she somebody that's good for your account? Is she good in general? Should you pull for her? Those are the kind of questions we're going to address today. And we have a bonus account review for Stream Hero, somebody who's been that like tier 3 YouTube member for a really long time. And I don't do a very good job of like promoting membership on the YouTube channel, but for you guys who have been doing it for a while, if you click that join button and become that like financial backer of the channel, it is a huge deal for me, for those of you who do it. So I'm really happy to do another account review for Stream Hero here. I was supposed to do one this weekend, but I told him to remind me, and he didn't remind me till today. So I'm recording it right now. He has some questions about elements, like what he should build next. I'm really happy to look at that. And if you want to become a YouTube channel member, that like tier 3 channel membership, I'd be happy to do an account review for you as well. But this video is mostly about Melnia. And here she is. So she's a 100 cost Earth Element unit who's a leftover from the Road to Worldwide. Technically speaking, she should have been in that mix, but I think they just felt like, hey, we should probably push her back because the response to Road to Worldwide was already a little rough. I don't think they felt like anybody would pull for her, or it wasn't doing them any good to release her there. So for whatever reason, they moved her to here. Being a 100 cost unit right before we know we have Final Fantasy IX coming out makes me think she's not going to have the highest pull rate in the game, even though I do think she's a good character. If you're an Earth player, she's somebody you might want, so we'll talk about that here. She has her new main job with Ranger and Trick Lancer subjobs, and the Trick Lancer subjob is really interesting because it's a piercing type of damage that gives her long range still. She's big on long range, obviously, and Trick Lancer gives her that alternate damage type while still being at a long range. So I do think I like her subjobs, is what I'm trying to say right there, in way more words than necessary. Her TMR is an accessory with 4 agility on it, so I do love accessories with agility. Then the buff is a self buff that gives missile attack. Somebody's at the door. Well, that was cool. Got to meet the neighbors. Now, anyway, cool people, by the way. Play like board games and stuff. Invited me over for some Scythe this Thursday. Don't know if I can make it, but that's pretty cool. Anyway, the TMR buff, self buff, missile attack 40, which is a nice big thick missile attack buff for 3 turns, and then reaction block rate 50. Again, reaction block rate, something that's a big deal in the game right now. So you're going to get 2 casts of that. I don't know that this is like a game-changing TMR, but with that 4 agility on there, it is something that if you like build good trust stones onto it, which the trust stone buffs are coming pretty soon, you can have a really fast agility TMR right here with a decent buff on it. So something to consider. If it had haste, it would feel really like modern and meta. It does not, so it is what it is. Okay, next, let's look at her kit a little bit. Her support skills are really good, and you have some options here. So first of all, best body, we have to hold on. Best body. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty, I don't know if I would go with best, but there's a lot going on there at least. So that's just the JP trend. It is what it is. So best body, it's going to give you missile attack resist pin 40, which is absolutely necessary. And then range 2. So if you run this, which you're probably going to run this all the time on her, you're walking in with +2 range on all of your missile skills already. That's good, except on maps when you want a buff. Sometimes it can get you into range a little bit sooner than you'd like. So watch out for that. That kind of makes me think that she could be limited in PvP to some maps, auto PvP, I mean, to some maps where she has enough time to at least get off a buff or 2 if that's something you need her to do. Still, I think you run best body all the time for that missile attack resist pin. Then you have Hunter's Tips, which is accuracy and range +1. I don't know that you ever want this range +1, or at least most of the time. And then accuracy 25 is fine, but I think you're looking at either heavy attack body or Trick Lancer's Tips. Heavy attack body is going to give you defense pin, another stat she desperately needs to have, with AP consumption down and move -1. I like this. I like this skill a lot. the move -1 on certain maps where you don't want her stepping forward into range too soon. This will really help control that a little bit. You could also make some really interesting comps where you put like, you know, maybe producer's bow tie on her and knock her move down another -1, and so she's only moving one space, forcing her to stay back and just rain from afar, and then, you know, playing tricks with aggro on the enemy and having them like skip your front line to go back after her. I don't know, that's just some interesting things you could do here. I like this as a move a lot, but I particularly like it because you have another defense penetration support ability that you can run if you don't want the move -1, and it comes with critical hit rate 25. So I think you mix best body in with either heavy attack body or trick lancer's tips almost all of the time. So I like her support abilities a lot. Her counter move, her new one is like interesting. It's a 15% chance for physical reflex and a critical hit rate buff. And that's good, except she has regular reflex, which is physical and magic. So I think you just run regular reflex all the time. Okay, her main job, let's look at this. New stuff coming through here. Her cheat move, Purple Bullet, has a decent range to it. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be 7 at least because you have your, you know, your support ability on. This is a 121% modifier that goes up to 161% for only 14 AP if the target has AP restore, haste, or is asleep. Then she has a self buff that gives attack, critical hit rate, range +1, and agility 25 for 3 turns. This is a big time steroid, and it's a buff that if you can get her to cast it, will help her do more damage. This is the range +1 on here though, again, a little bit risky. If you get this buff cast, you're probably in range to start shooting the enemy. So just make sure you're not casting that till you want to. She has Destroy, which is a single target healing power down attack with a 200% modifier on it. Really, the 200% modifier is something that's going to help the AI decide to use this sometimes. The healing power down will be a nice little bit there. They run in a tank with a healer or like a Skahal. Say you're fighting a Skahal, right? His whole combo is like, oh, he's got courage if his HP is high. So you pop him with an earth unit like Melnia, and then Resnick or somebody comes in over the top, heals him back to full. You kill him, his courage pops again. He will not be healed back to full if you drop his healing power by 70%. Okay, then she has a group buff, and it's a nice diamond-shaped AoE, which I like for her because this diamond-shaped AoE is very useful if you're running her move down 1 support ability, because then she does not have to get right next to somebody who's 3 spots away to buff them. She can just move 2 spots, and then the increased range on this will help that buff come around. I think you know what I'm talking about right there. Anyway, it grants Protect to allies for 4 turns. That's pretty good. Gives her Dispel auto revive, so re-raise off for 3 turns, gives her 20 more defense pin to stack on top of the 40 she's bringing from one of her support abilities, and gives her AP auto restore as well. So really powerful buff right here, something I think you're going to want her to cast. So her 2-turn buff rotation, if you're not thinking about a TMR, is Melissa's Prayer, probably Melnia's Prayer, honestly, into sniper speed. That's her kind of combo right there. That's what gets her going. I definitely think you want to get this one cast, right? Get that AP restore, get that defense pin going on. Re-raise removal's huge. This is a must cast, I think, to start fights. Okay, 2 pairs. She does have a multi-target move, and this one's a 2-hitter. So pick up the 2 targets, 165% damage with a sleep chance on it. So that's powerful. Then Too Many Penalties that gets upgraded to Too Many Penalties, the upgraded version. This is a move that dispels buffs, haste, physical, and magic damage up. Only 140% modifier, but if 3 people are grouped in this AoE, so if the enemy team is grouping up, you get a 75% boost to the modifier, taking it to what, 70 plus 140, 215%. That's a huge modifier. It's her highest modifier move. So if the enemy's grouped, she will absolutely blast this on them, but they have to be fully grouped. It's not 2 or more, it's 3 or more. Still a punishing move if they totally group up. Then her new sub job has a counter off move with a big range on it, and it's piercing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again, 6, 7. This thing will hit 7 spots away and turn counter moves off. Watch out for the piercing so she doesn't hit people in the back. Then she has a berserking TP move right there. Okay, why would you run Ranger Sub? Well, you would run Ranger Sub if you wanted a 100% hit chance, right? There you go. You have aim shooting, aka sharpshooting in global, 100% hit chance move if you're worried about evade. Then you have Trick Lancer. Why would you run Trick Lancer? Well, it does give you access to another group buff. Don't think it's as impactful as her, current group buff, but it gives you access to Bind Throw, which is a high range piercing move that can immobilize and turn healing power off. I like her having this as an alternative to her missile moves, give you that ability to do something besides missile, just in case you're not bringing enough missile penetration, that this 40% right here is not the only bit that you have. Now, she does have, I forgot to talk about this, she has attack, reaction, block rate 20, single target resistant accuracy from her master ability and dream enhancement. Notice no penetrations here, no penetrations. So you're getting all your penetrations from your support abilities, which means you might need an alternate source of damage like Trick Lancer Sub for some piercing. Now, her limit break, long range, again, it's base 5 up to 7 with at least up to 7, right? Breaks physical barriers, 200% modifier, 67% chance. So that limit break high percent chance of inflicting poison for 3 turns. And if they are poisoned, it decreases their human killer by 40. That's a big nerf. So a really good move right here to nerf the damage potential of one of her enemies. That's her kit. Now, overall, do I think she's going to be like meta defining, game changing? No, I do not. Earth is already a really strong element. However, if you were really looking forward to building her, think she's really cool, and she does have some fans out there, she's absolutely going to be able to do the job for you. The fact that she's not limited and the fact that we have Final Fantasy IX so close to coming out, I think will limit the amount of people that go for her, but you will see some of her floating around, and I think you'll be impressed by her damage when you do see her. She's coming with this gun. The gun has an attack type with 182 attack on it, critical hit rate 15 for these missile jobs, and if you crit, a minus 20% attack debuff on a critical hit. So I think that's really cool. And missile attack 15. So a good PvP gun right here in the Fomalhaut, however the heck you say that. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the account review portion of this video, and we're going to do Relentless Zen, aka Stream Hero. Now, Stream Hero, Royal Rank 9, Rank 176. So Royal Rank 9, spent maybe a few bucks here and there in the game, right? But not Royal Rank 13 like a whale or something like that. I don't know what Stream Hero would consider himself as a spender, but I do like that he shows his Royal Rank. So when you're looking at this account, you can say, hey, this is what this guy is, kind of compare it to what you are. He did have some specific questions for me, and I'm going to pull those up. I have them on this other monitor over here. So he says this. He says, I've worked on nearly all my vision cards getting caught up. That was a big deal. And you'll see he has a lot of maxed out vision cards. So great job there. Plus units. I pulled 2 units recently on accident. The new 100 cost Fire Mage Soul and the Axe guy whose name sounds like somebody from Berserk. Yeah, it kind of looks like somebody. I don't know. Yeah, the new Axe Ice guy. I'm not sure what I should focus on now. And if I should pull more on water after I get my Perrine finished. And he said he does have Perrine done by the time I do this account review, because he just got her and finished her off. Part of me wants to focus on another element, but I can't say for sure if my water is complete. So that's going to be the focus of this review. I have, starting off here, his water units. So first of all, I do think if you wanted to call your water complete, I think you're pretty close to that, right? You have the best tank in water and the second best tank in water. You have Dia, who's a massively good MR unit for cost limited. You have Ferris, the Ferris Glassy combo right here is, famous at this point. Asterius is another really good damage type. Amaryllis as a really good DPS mage. You have top end water units, including Zazon for like super cost limited options. As far as PvE goes, Farm, Raychez, and Chunok right here, top tier PvE chaining units. I would say your water unit roster is looking done-ish to me, right? Miranda at 140 can be a sneaky good PvP unit, so maybe you could do that. But dude, water, you're set, man. You got everything you need. Mix Perrine in there, and I already mentioned that, your Perrine, you've acquired and finished her by the time I review this. So good. I think your water units, you're fine. keep an eye open for any future good water units that you want and add them to this roster. But you can mix and match and make some really fun water teams. So I think that kind of answers that question. As far as vision cards go, I did want to show off like the amount of vision cards that you have done at this point, including some like Dark Espers. You got Dark Siren right there. You know, this page right here, you see Dark Odin. You've definitely been keeping up on your VCs. So just kind of flexing this a little bit. Lots of level 99 UR vision cards, which means as well that you're ready for whatever the upgrades to these are, because you got upgrades to these vision cards coming around the corner pretty soon. So it's good to be ready for that. So that's good to see. Again, here's just a few more. I'll get through this really quickly. Couple to finish still, but you know, new ones right here that you're working on, you're doing great in the VC area. Now, other elements. I'm going to quickly look at the other elements that you have and just say if I potentially feel like those are elements that you could focus on right now. Fire, you did accidentally get Soul, who's really good. King Mont is great after his 140 upgrade. Terra at 120, Revelka at 140. You have like a one fire team you could make. Hio's a beast. I don't know if fire, but you have fire's not been a focus for you. And even with Soul, I don't know if I would go there yet. Ice, you got the Velis at 140. It feels like just somebody who you splash into some PvE teams. That's fine. You got Blade at 140, but not a ton else going on here with Ice. A lot of 120s though, a lot of 120s. If you ever wanted to pop into Ice, you do have some 140 options like Alaya available. But I don't know that I would suggest that. Here's kind of the other end of your Ice. If you have this guy leveled, or Grifford, maybe Ice would be a better option, but some, Husbando Jaden's really strong. Still not going there. Wind, obviously not going here, right? No 140s in Wind, so that's a pretty heavy investment if you want to go that way. Then you have Earth. Again, no, not going Earth. Your cost limited Earth is on point, right? But nothing really after that. The Renoa, if you were ever going to go Earth, you do have a nice building piece for her, in her with some cost limited teams, but not a lot going on there. Lightning, okay, Selma at 140, Esther at 120, no Squall. Man, no Squall. So you're missing the best unit in the game. Just kidding. He's good though. And then here's your 115 Alaya. If Bridal Alaya was all the way up, I think she's good enough to build around, especially you got a little bit going on here. Resnick's really good at 140. Maybe like one other banger lightning unit, like the new, I forget what he's called, the new like Warrior the Crystal version thing that's coming out. If you snag that, but only 1,000 Visio at the time of filming that, and pulling for a new unit's a big ask in that regard. Then you have the light here, some decent light 140s up here. I don't know, light doesn't seem to be a focus for you. And then Roth and Sephiroth at 140 with a lot of other 140 darks. I would keep building into dark if I was you. I think you have a nice bit of dark already ready to go, including top tier of dark in Roth and Sephiroth. Good cost limited dark right here and right here with Leela and Leela. You got your Giza at 140, which is just kind of fun. Shadow Links. So I'd say dark. Now, honestly, what I'm going to say is, here's my suggestion. If I was you, and this is kind of how I'm viewing my account right now, and I was giving you a tip on what to build into next, I would say pick your favorite units out of this element, right? Out of water. Then see what their job type is and start trying to see what kind of vision cards you have for that job. Because in my opinion right now, the like top tier PvP teams are starting to shift towards, or at least an option has become shifting towards job-based teams. So if Ferris, for example, was your #1 girl, and let's pull Ferris up on WoTV Calc. So I'm going to pull up, a War of Visions Calc right here. We're going to go look at Ferris. So Ferris, let's load this thing. Ferris, here we go. And I'm just kind of going off the cuff right here. Her job is Sword Red Mage. Sword Red Mage has a lot of really good VCs. So I would look at my account and be like, do I have a Sword Red Mage team that I can build with Ferris? And do I have vision cards that really amplify that team? Sure, you're losing out on that like elemental group buff, but in return, you're getting UR vision cards that often have 3 UR vision card or UR vision card plus worth of like stats on them that more than makes up for that elemental buff. So that's where I would go next. got hair in my mouth. I think I like bit off a piece of my mustache. That's awkward. But I would go that route. If you've never seen it before, I have it saved. You can't see my saving thing up here. JB has a very, very good PowerPoint tool that he has saved. Sorry, I just whited out all your guys' screens. But you can come through here and you can, he has it sorted by like sword, red mage, all of these pages right here that he has in PowerPoint form for these vision cards that just show you like what these vision cards are and who's on them. And if you guys don't, if you've never interacted with this before, let me just tell you, this is one of the most useful things out there. I should do a whole video on how good this is and do a whole video to try to get people to sub to JB's channel just for this. It's that good. So I would visit this tool. I will link JB's YouTube channel in the chat so you guys could go there and have him share this with you. I believe it's publicly shared on his channel. I'm not 100% sure on this, but this is something that's really fun to play with. So that's what I would go for, Stream Hero. And then just look to see what you can use of your favorite characters with those job-based cards. That would be my suggestion. Keep your eye out. So for me personally, Sword Knight is my kind of #1 thing now, with Squall being my favorite character in this game. Sword Knight needs like about one more vision card, I feel like, to be top tier. I'm just waiting on that. And then my Bradley, my Squall start popping off. Okay, so that's the review. I hope that was useful info for you, Stream Hero, and I hope you guys liked that. If you want an account review for yourself, please do consider joining the YouTube channel as a member. Even if you can just join at that like lowest level just to help support me and what I do here, that would be amazing. I really appreciate all the YouTube members. I'll shout you guys out, by name a little bit more in some videos lately. I just am not very good at those promotion things, right? Like if you watch my channel forever, you know that I struggle with that. So I just appreciate it. Thank you, Stream Hero, for all the support, and I hope you have a good one. I hope everybody watching has a great day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.